Eldorado, I greet you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I greet the leadership, Speaker, Chief Whip, MPL, the Soweto Parliament led by our Commander, Dr. Lux, and all the men and women of God here. I greet you. And I'm so grateful that you have called me, because this is Women's Month. And there was no way that the voice of the woman would not be heard in this function. If you know, this country was kept alive by the spirit of the woman. In our dark days, when our men were bound in slavery in the mines, our men were taken from the rural areas to be workers in towns and cities. Some were incarcerated in jails, some were exiled. It was the women that kept the spirit of this country alive. It was the women that raised the children. And today it is the women that are suffering under the brunt of this guns and drugs and alcohol and sex and all these ills that have infiltrated our society. So it's important that we are given the opportunity as women to speak. Because if you understand the history and where the women come from, before the March of 1956 is 1938, when the Afrikaner women were resisting the rule of the British, before they turned to the Africans and oppressed us. It was the British women that led, it was the Afrikaner women that led the march to resist against the British rule. And they said to their men, and at that time it was Henry Cllr, who was their prime minister. They marched up to him and they said, we'll rather walk across the Drakensberg barefooted than to be subjected to the rule of the British. They gave their men the fighting spirit, they encouraged them, and the Cllr realized that they are not going to oppress the Afrikaner. And that's how the Anglo-Boer War started.